The three biggest Google AdWords mistakes that most roofing contractors make. Now, if you've been thinking about running a Google AdWords campaign to generate more leads, or you've tried Google AdWords and didn't get the results that you'd hoped for, this might be one of the most important videos you can watch. Hi, my name's Jim Sullivan. I'm a lead generation and conversion specialist with Roofer Marketing Strategies. I help roofing contractors just like you to grow their businesses using the world's #1 lead generation method, Google AdWords. Google AdWords is pay-per-click advertising, where you only pay when someone clicks on one of your ads. You can see where we did a Google search, and the Google ads come at the top 4 slots when you do a search. The organic listings come in the middle, and then they also appear, the Google ads, in the top, or I should say the bottom 3 slots of a Google search page. Now, Google AdWords can be used by any roofing contractor or any business regardless of size or budget. You can start small to first prove to yourself that it works, and then scale up as much as you want to generate even more leads. And your results are 100% measurable to the exact penny. You'll always know how many leads were generated, how many sales were closed, and how much money you made. So why don't more roofing contractors use Google AdWords to generate leads? Well, here's that guy again. Some have tried Google AdWords and didn't get the results that they'd hoped for. But others, they use a large PPC company, pay-per-click company. And I won't name them, but there are a couple large companies out there, and they hire entry-level employees, and they train their employees to do basic campaign setup and not much else. They don't know how, these employees really don't know how to optimize a campaign to make it profitable for a roofing contractor. Which is why some of the largest roofing contractors continue to use this strategy over and over again year after year, and others try it and fail and think that it doesn't work. But there are really 3 main reasons why many Google AdWords campaigns fail, and we've broken it down into the 3 biggest mistakes. Mistake number 1 is sending prospects to your website. And that might sound a little weird, but because when you click on an ad, it usually takes you to a website. But here's the challenge, and here's some local and some not local websites. But you can see the websites are usually pretty much the same and have a lot of the same content. But here's the challenge when you're a prospect for Google AdWords. Somebody goes to your, clicks on the ad, and it takes you to one of their websites. And look at all the information they have for you to view. You're obviously on the home page, but you can find out a little bit more about the company, different roof replacement options. You can read their reviews, their gallery, probably before and after photos. There's a bunch of resources. You can look at financing options, careers if you want to do that, contact them, schedule an estimate. You can read, you can't really tell here, but they have testimonials scrolling at the bottom of the page. There's just a ton of information, and I'm not saying it's a bad website or even a bad company. It's probably a great company, but the challenge is on a Google AdWords ad, remember, it's pay-per-click advertising, and when a prospect sees too many web pages and all those options, they're actually far less likely to contact you for an estimate. And we say that not from a this is our opinion, but we say it as quantifiable fact. We've tested, split tested, if you will, websites versus landing pages, and the landing page always beats the large website. You see, one of the other problems is people have what I call online ADD. They're easily distracted. They get online, they want to find a roofing contractor, in this case, let's say, and what happens is their phone will ping, or they get a call, or they get a text message or an email. Somebody walks into the room and starts talking to them, and they're gone. You've lost them. Again, you really only have about a minute to convince that person to do what? To contact you for a free estimate, to choose you, to at least let you come out and check out the project. But if there's too much information on your websites, prospects may feel, I've got to read all this stuff first before making a decision. And often inertia sets in and they do nothing. Or they decide to check out, even worse, they've been on your site for a little bit and they decide to check out another roofer's website, and again, they're gone, you've lost them. That's why savvy Google AdWords marketers send prospects to a landing page instead of a website. And I alluded to this a bit, but a landing page is a one-page website designed to do one thing and one thing only: get prospects to contact you either by phone or by filling out a contact form. Now, this is an example. This isn't one of ours, but it's an example of a landing page. And actually, it's a mini website because I've got a few other pages. But typically, what we like to see is we like to see your logo up here, phone number here, a contact form so they can contact you for an estimate. And then what you really want to do is you want to give them some idea of what you do, benefits of choosing you, benefits of going with a new roof. If you're doing an estimate, perhaps you can kind of walk them through step by step what your estimate's going to entail. Kind of give them also an idea of what to look for, what to look out for when choosing a roofing contractor, and fit it all on one page, and that's it. Again, what we're trying to do is, they don't need to review roof replacement options, look at before and after photos, see what type of financing you offer. There'll be plenty of time for that later. That's a little bit later in the sales process. A prospect arriving on your landing page simply has to decide whether or not they want to contact you for a free estimate. That's it. It's called one-decision marketing, and it typically doubles the amount of leads you get from a Google AdWords campaign versus sending prospects to your website, which is what almost everyone else is doing. Mistake number 2 is not tracking conversions. And this is another big mistake that many people make, and roofing contractors among them, who run Google AdWords campaigns. Even professional Google AdWords consultants make this mistake. But let's start with a definition of what a conversion is. A conversion in Google AdWords is when a prospect first goes to your landing page, hopefully your landing page, not your website, but goes to your landing page and then either calls your office or fills out the contact form. Keywords and ads, which drive Google AdWords, convert at different rates, as you might imagine. So it's absolutely essential to track which ads and which keywords are converting, in other words, working, and which ones are not, so that you can make adjustments to your campaign. Now, if you don't have conversion tracking installed in your campaign, you'll be making evaluations based on other data, like on the number of clicks or the click-through rates or cost per click or any of the other data that is available for people to make those decisions. And I want to take you through kind of an example of without conversion tracking and with conversion tracking. And if you're new to Google AdWords, these numbers will perhaps take a little bit getting used to, but let me kind of walk you through as best I can. And this is a screenshot directly from a Google AdWords campaign. I don't share roofing numbers during these videos, so this is actually for a much different company in a different industry. But I want to take you through this. This is the number of clicks. And these are 3 different ads where you're split testing and comparing how ads work, because what we want to do is we want to always continue to split test our ads and see we really want 2 good ads and continue to rotate out the 3rd ad, the loser of the 3. So when we split test them, we want to run them head to head, if you will, and see which one is the best ad. Back to this, at the top, this is the number of clicks each one of those ads are getting. And remember, it's pay per click. So you're paying for each click. These are the impressions. An impression is the number of times your Google AdWord ad shows up during a Google search. When somebody searches for a roofing contractor or a leaky roof or any of the other keywords that would generate that search. And then the click-through rate, CTR, is the percentage of time that they see your ad that they actually click on it. So a 5.17% click-through rate is 63 into 1219 into 63 gives you a 5% click-through rate. And remember, we said another video, you really only need 2 to 3%, so that's actually still usually a pretty good ad. and we'll see actually when we look at conversion tracking. But that's the click-through rate, the average cost per click. Again, that's the average cost for each click. But again, this is a different industry, so don't think about that. And it's different from market to market. You don't really know what the click is going to cost you until you get in and start doing a test. And then the cost is the total number of clicks times the average cost per click, and the average position on the page is, remember we said there were 4 paid ads at the top and 3 at the bottom. Well, the average positions are positions 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if the average position for ad number 1 was 2.7, that means your ad is usually appearing in the 2nd or the 3rd position. So this is comparing these 3 ads. It might be very easy to look at this if you're a Google AdWords consultant or a business owner or roofer, to look at these and say, well, I want to get rid of the worst performing ad. And gee, look at this. My click-through rate is the lowest of the 3 on ad number 2, and it also costs me the most per click. So I guess number 2 is the worst ad. I'll get rid of that one. But here's the same comparison, only this time with conversion tracking. And again, a conversion is when they contact you, either by phone or by filling out the form. It's the whole point of running the campaign. You've got to know which ads, and I'll show you in a second, which keywords are converting and which ones are not. So when we're comparing the ads, ad number 1 is getting 14 conversions, 14 unique people that are contacting you for an estimate. Ad number 2 is actually getting 11. Ad number 3, which we thought 6.56% click-through rate, we thought, hey, this might be the best ad of the bunch. Well, it turns out it's only getting 3 conversions, and worse yet, you start looking at the cost per conversion. Our average cost per conversion down here is right around $20. Ad number 1, and we want this to be as low as possible, and spend as little as possible here. Ad number 1 is at $13.52, well below our average. Ad number 2 is slightly above, but really just, pennies over what our average is, and it's getting 11 conversions, so that's pretty good. And the conversion rate, the percentage of times an ad converts, the number of clicks versus the time they actually decide to contact you, is pretty good too, because 23% and even 20% on ad number 1 and 2 are well above our average conversion rate. And we look, by the way, for we really want it to be 15% and above. But you can still run profitable campaigns with getting a 10% conversion rate. But once more, look at ad number 3. It's costing us twice as much at $44 versus $19, twice as much as the other ads. And the conversion rate is lower, half the conversion rate. So if you don't have conversion tracking installed, which many people who run campaigns don't, if you don't have conversion tracking installed, you could very easily say get rid of ad number 2, where ad number 3 is really the big stinker here, and that's the one that needs to get replaced. The same thing with keywords. And again, I think you know, but a keyword are those search terms, something somebody types in a Google search box when they're searching for anything on the internet. In this case, for your business, again, roofing contractor, leaky roof, roof repair are all keywords that someone might type in. And I'm not showing you the keywords per se, but what I am showing you is we're comparing the different keywords. And you notice how the bottom one is kind of faded out. And that's because I paused that keyword. That means I told Google I don't want to run that keyword anymore because it's not profitable for us. Because we have conversion tracking in place. This shows you the number of converted clicks, and again, those are essentially the number of conversions, people who contact you, the total number for the campaign, and these are our top converting keywords. Now, if you just looked at click-through rate, all these keywords are getting an amazing click-through rate. It's great that people are seeing our ad driven by that keyword and clicking on it. But once more, when you look at the bottom one, with our average cost per conversion at just under $30, the cost for this one is just about twice as much at almost $60, and the conversion rate is less than half of the 16% here, is 8%. So this is a bad keyword. If you let this keyword run, and if you don't have conversion tracking, you don't know, all you would know is, well, gee, I'm getting 25 clicks, that's the second most of all the keywords, and I'm getting a 10.37% click-through rate. That's awesome. This must be a great keyword. Well, it's a loser, and and you're wasting money. But people don't know that. Many people don't know that because they don't have conversion tracking installed. Now, once you know which ads, which keywords are converting well and which ones are not converting, you can pause or delete the losers that are not converting and just draining your budget, and continue your campaign only with the winning keywords and the winning ads. Now, can you see what a difference it would make to the profitability of your campaign if you could eliminate all those bad keywords and all those bad ads that are getting lots of clicks but very few conversions? Can you also see why it would be foolish to run a Google AdWords campaign without installing conversion tracking? Yet, the sad fact is 8 out of 10 people who run Google AdWords campaigns don't install conversion tracking. Now, why? Well, it does take some work to do. You've got to link your Google AdWords account to your Google Analytics account, and then link both of them to a conversion call tracking system like CallRail. And that's, technical stuff that you don't really need to know unless you're doing your own Google AdWords campaign. Also, to be honest, Google doesn't really put as much emphasis as they should on tracking conversions, because Google, let's face it, Google gets paid on the number of clicks. Again, it's pay per click. So Google, I don't want to sound harsh here, but Google cares about your clicks. They don't care about your conversions. So if you track conversions, you'll be eliminating those bad clicks, and that means less money for Google. So it's not something that Google really focuses on anywhere near as much as they should, because again, this is it's bad for Google, but it's really, really important for you running a campaign, or if you're monitoring somebody who's running a campaign for you, to have conversion tracking in place. If you're currently running a campaign and you have access to a past campaign, pull up your campaign results and see if you have numbers in the conversion column. And this is, I'm talking about right here. It's usually on the right side, the way Google sets it up. It'll say have words in the header like converted and conversion. If you have numbers filling in there, then you've got conversion tracking in place. If you don't, you either need to install conversion tracking or find someone who can do that for you. Now, mistake number 3, the final mistake, is what I call set it and forget it. And you may remember about 10, 15 years ago, there was an infomercial that had the tagline, set it and forget it, that helped Ronco sell over 8 million countertop rotisserie ovens. And set it and forget it was good for them because it helped them sell a lot of ovens, but it's very bad, as you might imagine, for Google AdWords campaign. You've got to continually manage and adjust your AdWords campaign to stay competitive with other roofing contractors in your market. That means you've got to split test your ads. Again, we showed you that we were always testing 3 ads and staying with the top 2, eliminating the one that lost, and bringing on a new ad. When you do that, you're making your ads better and better and getting better performing ads over the time. You've also got to adjust the bids on your keywords up or down depending upon what the marketplace is doing, or you could end up spending too much on your campaign. You've got to adjust the bids sometimes on mobile versus computer because they both convert at different levels. You might also think of changing the ad schedules based on conversions, running search term reports to identify the negative keywords that are out there that might be giving you bad searches and bad clicks. And then pause the keywords and ads. We talked about this, pausing the keywords and ads that have low conversion rates, all part of active campaign management. Now, with all those tasks to complete every week, you would think that most everyone would make adjustments to their campaign on a regular basis. But the average Google AdWords campaign manager, whether that's you, someone from your company, or an expert that you've hired, they log in to make changes to their campaign about once every 2 months. So they're not actively managing their campaign. Remember, we're not cooking chickens. This is not set it and forget it. This is pay per click advertising, and you absolutely must manage your campaigns. Now, some people think that actively managing campaign is a hassle, and if you're running a company, then I guess it can be, but it's really a big opportunity to keep testing and measuring and improving your campaign, and it's also an opportunity to outmarket your competitors. That's how some roofing companies run profitable campaigns for years, while other roofing companies set up their campaigns and just hope for the best. Then they shut them down after a few months because they're not having any luck with Google AdWords, but it really has nothing to do with luck. The difference between successful versus failed campaigns, and the difference between what could be a huge growth of your business and being this guy saying, hey, I tried Google AdWords, but it just, it didn't work. Here's the fact. Google is the new Yellow Pages and will be the #1 way for roofing contractors to generate leads for a long, long time. And if you're not generating as many leads from Google as possible, you're missing out to your competitors. Here's the future of your business. Do you want to be a roofing contractor who misses out on these new leads? Or do you want to be a roofing contractor who builds a large, successful business because you're using Google AdWords to generate a steady flow of new customers? Here's how we can help you. We already have proven high-converting landing pages for roofing contractors and high-converting campaign ads, and we know the exact keywords to use, plus a few tricks we've learned to optimize your campaigns. That's why we can make this special offer. We'll design a landing page for your business. We'll plug in our proven ads and proven keywords to drive traffic to your new page. We'll waive our first month's management fee, and we'll give you $150 in free clicks from Google. That'll let you test drive our system with very little risk. We also grant the exclusive rights to our Google AdWords lead generation and conversion system to just one roofing contractor per market. If one of your competitors chooses us first, then we won't be able to work with you. You should also know that our fees are tied to your Google AdWords success, so it's in our best interest to make our system work for you. Now, you can live in the past and avoid Google AdWords and avoid internet marketing altogether, or you can do it yourself and spend thousands of dollars trying to get it right. Or you can hire us to do all the work at a low-risk offer, and so you can focus on running your roofing business. If you want to take the next step and find out a little bit more, you can contact me, Jim Sullivan, jim@roofermarketingstrategies.com, or at 1-800-584-0936. Thanks very much for watching our video. If I can help you build your business, just let me know.